Good morning, San Diego. Just us? Maybe we'll get a couple San Diegans up in here. Maybe an Ashley or a Tony in there.
True. All right, you guys. It is Taco Tuesday. Good morning. Okay, so let's say good morning and see who's here.
Good morning and see who's here.
Good morning, Brittany. Good morning, Heather. Good morning, Mackenzie. Good morning, Janice. Good morning, Liz.
Wow, that's all we can see, guys.
The rest of y'all, yeah, extreme privacy features. We can't see who you are or if you're here with us, but
we can clearly see there's a couple more of y'all. Kristen.
Good morning.
But yeah, we don't know.
Okay, so today's Q&A day, so we're gonna
bust it out. We're gonna
dive
bust
right into it.
Karen. Okay. Question number 1. I feel like we're just jumping right in. We don't even have an intro or a...
Do you want to do an intro?
On?
Yesterday I told a fancy story with a lot of shit.
Yeah, before we got into it.
Yeah. Last night in the inner circle, we had a very late call. I think we PR'd the time of the call yesterday.
Yes. And then it was a very late dinner, and then it was I don't want to wake up this morning.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, my heart goes to all the East Coasters who were on that until 10 or 11?
Almost 11 their time.
Okay. Question numero uno. That's how Americans speak Spanish. Numero uno. From Mary in Nova Scotia, Canada.
I just thought about Bridesmaid when she's like, off he doesn't.
Wait, what?
You know when they're on the plane in Bridesmaid?
Yeah, of course I can quote that movie. I have no idea what you just said.
And she got drunk on the plane and she's making fun of the flight attendant for being a bitch. So she's like, off he doesn't. Do you not remember that?
She did this.
Oh, this, yeah.
What did she say?
Auf Wiedersehen.
What does that even mean?
I don't know, it's in German.
I think she said, shit, what did she say?
That's what she said. What did
Kristen Wiig say on the plane when she imitated Hitler to the flight attendant?
That's our question to you.
That's the question we have for you. She says, "Welcome to Germany."
All right.
Okay.
Well, I guess now we can get started.
It's no laughing matter. First question from Mary in Nova Scotia. What are your opinions on using a mini trampoline for cardio/weight loss? Do you think it's next level, as a game changer? Waste of time? Would you encourage using it? That's a great question.
For one, Mary, welcome.
I'm going to turn the heater off. Oh, heating up.
No cardio workout is a game changer. When it comes to an exercise, a game changer is a fitness practice that incorporates all aspects of fitness, okay? And that involves endurance, agility, stability, strength, power, footwork, mobility, balance, coordination, right?
Quickness.
The burn zone is a game changer, right? Because it incorporates all of those elements, right? So it makes you an adaptive, fit person for life. It allows you to be capable of doing all the things, right? So now cardio,
all the things and stuff.
Yeah. So cardio, right? Cardio is great. I mean, of course, it improves your cardiovascular health.
Necessary.
It increases your endurance, right? And also, aerobic style training, right? Which is basically training, at a heart rate that's normally up to 60% or so. has weight loss benefits, right?
Yes.
I do not consider jumping on a trampoline to be a game changer, right? But of course, it's what you make of it. The reality is that everything works if you work it, right? So like, if you plan on being really consistent with a trampoline and your goal is to lose weight, and you love doing it, hey, it could be a game changer for you. However, like, you know, broadly speaking, a game changer fitness routine is a routine that will, like, you know, involve all these elements, not just one. But, you know, if you have the right intention, it's fun for you, you plan on being consistent with it, and it's going to help you with a specific result that you're looking for, then
Phone calls at this time.
who is it to say that it's not a game changer for you? Okay?
The best workout that you can ever do is the one that you will be consistent with.
Yep.
So if you love jumping on the tramp, I love to call it, then that is what you should do.
Yep.
If you hate everything else. But if it's also one of those instances where, like, that's all I have access to, that will help me. I would say it's lower impact than running, right? So, you know, it's something that's going to get your heart rate up, like Sarit was talking about. But, you know, if it's like, what?
Did you ever run on a trampoline around and it looks really fun? Like you're going like this.
Oh yeah, you're like.
Yeah,
like,
so
like
just
they're
thinking
gliding
running around the trampoline. I'm like low impact running.
You're like leaning in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would say if that's all you have access to and you want lower impact, it's awesome. But it's not going to, it's missing a lot of elements that would get you farther, you know, that would be game changing. But for fat loss, if we're talking about fat loss or weight loss, the movement has such a small fraction to do with that anyways, that I wouldn't even count it as, I wouldn't even consider it anything that is going to be very productive in your weight loss journey.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be more of what goes into your pie hole.
Yep.
Okay.
We hope that helps, Mary. Trampolines
Thanks
are fun.
for asking. Yeah, trampolines are wicked fun. Okay. Nicole from Pennsylvania, from Pa. Okay, what is the best source of protein for a vegan? Okay, I have to say one thing. The word best is a tricky word.
Yeah.
Simply because best is often a preference.
Yep.
And best is best for you.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think if there's any instances where there is a best.
Yes, that's what I wanted to talk about. Actually, there is the best source of protein, and it's called eggs, and here's why. Because
hold on, I'm thinking in life. I'm not talking about best protein source. And she also said vegan, not vegetarian.
Right, I know, but I had a point.
Okay, so we get to your point, Candace.
Yes.
Okay, so the word best in anything in life, like, I don't know if there is a best anything, but I'm trying to think of, like, in general, like, what is the best investment? Like, I read something that is like, actually this morning on the Morning Brew. If you don't follow the Morning Brew, you totally should. I'll drop a link later. But in the Morning Brew, they said, what is the best investment? And they're like, oh, people might think gold, people might think whatever. And I'm thinking time.
Mm-hmm.
Like the best investment, the best, no, what did they say? Not investment. They said the best asset.
Oh, yeah.
The best asset.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like thinking time.
Right.
You know, and they're like, it's art. And I'm like, I disagree. I think that the best asset is time, because you never get back. Anyways, the best, usually, there's always exceptions, but the best usually is a preference. Okay, now the egg.
So the reason why I said eggs when it comes to protein, though it is not vegan, okay, is because eggs protein, okay, gets absorbed. It's more bioavailable, okay? Studies show than any other protein out there, right? So you eat a protein, right? It gets digested. Only a specific amount of it will actually get absorbed into your system, right? So a better protein is one that's more likely to be absorbed in your system. Hot dogs, for example, are shitty for you, right? So though it has protein, right, it's not going to get absorbed like eggs will. Okay, now when it comes to vegan, again, it's a matter of preference. So that will be a question that will turn around back to you and ask you, what is a vegan protein that you can be most consistent with eating?
I do want to say something about tofu though.
Yes.
Because a lot of vegans I know will like pound tofu.
It's terrible.
Because the thing is, like, I gotta get in my protein as a vegan. It does pose more challenges to get in adequate amount of protein if you're not eating animal products at all. If you're vegetarian or pescatarian, I don't even know why we have all these fucking words. It's different. Basically, if you eat fish or you eat eggs, it's not as difficult. If you're vegan and you're like, I don't eat animal products, first thing I would say is why?
Right.
If it's for, moral reasons, okay. If it's for health reasons, I would fight you on it.
Yep.
But the point is, tofu is not the god of vegan protein.
No.
Because eating large quantities of that can also do harm.
Messes with your hormones.
Yeah.
Increases your estrogen, makes you more susceptible to ovarian cancer, breast cancer, right? So,
Okay, Emily says plant-based here and I don't have any problem getting my protein in without processed tofu. That's amazing. I would say, how much protein are you getting in and where is it coming from? And also, what is the balance ratio between your protein and carbs?
Yeah.
Because you can get
Those
it in.
are the two challenges that you will find with vegans.
Yeah. Oftentimes when you're getting adequate protein from things like beans or legumes, you're also consuming 2 or 3 times the amount of carbs per protein. Yeah. Which just is pretty crazy.
That's fine. You just have to be hyper aware. And most people are not.
Yeah, Kendrick Ferris is vegan. He's like one of the freaking best Olympic weightlifters ever.
Yeah.
So it's doable. You have to really know what you're doing.
Right.
Danica from Vancouver.
What are your must-haves for at-home gym equipment? Why top 3?
This is fun.
Okay, I will tell you.
I have to think about this.
No, I will tell you. A pair of dumbbells, a jump rope, and a kettlebell. That way you'll be able to do burn zone level 2, 3, and 4. But the reality is, you guys, is that with those 3 pieces of equipment, for one, the investment is low, right? Too many people invest too much money in things that are just not going to best serve them. Okay, so you have to think about it. It is an investment, right? So you have to think about the return on the investment, okay, that you're gonna get from it, right? Like, what kind of workouts can I do with it? Can I take it with me, right? Also, like, what is your budget? Like, we have a home gym, which we love, but to be honest with you guys, like,
it costs a pretty penny.
We spent 20 grand on it, right? Are you willing to drop that money?
Dollar bill.
So if you're not willing to drop that kind of money for like a fully equipped gym that has everything, then you will need to stick with the ones that will allow you to get the best workout, that will allow you to have the most versatile styles of workouts, okay, to allow you to have workouts that are effective without breaking the bank. Mm-hmm. But by the end of the day, it's a matter of priorities, okay? So top 3, dumbbells, jump ropes, kettlebells, and then you'll also definitely, if you're not already doing the Burn Zone series, you will have to get on the Burn Zone series because all of the thought has already been put into it. All you have to do is just show up for your workouts. Do you have anything else to add?
People are like, who said it? I think it was Brittany Burns. It was like 4-2. Yeah, so, okay, for those who don't know, the burn zone was, okay, here's the history of the burn zone and what it was inspired by and how it came to life and how it's going to take over and dominate. So we were actually having a meeting with our team yesterday on how successful the first burn zone has been, and we see people purchasing the second one every day, which is amazing. And that tells us basically that it was fun enough and exciting enough for them to want to keep coming back and to do another 8 weeks, which is incredible. We even have a few people who are in the third one right now. Fourth one, we haven't even made yet, but it will be there. So originally, pandemic happened, 2-week quarantine, right? So we're like, okay, 14 days. This is where the Rise Above came from. So some of you don't know this. I think this is an important story because you can associate now how amazing this has all evolved. So the 14-day Rise Above came because our clients' gyms shut down and we needed to have their backs. So we're like, okay, we have a whole gym. Like Sarit said, we didn't need it. So we're like, okay, let's make sure that they're taken care of for 2 weeks. Great, we got it to everybody. They're like, this is fun, this is awesome.
We did it live on the Facebook page, just like this show.
So if you didn't notice, the first couple episodes, the first couple workouts are a little bit weird with the audio and whatnot. That's because we were learning. But what happened was, then they're like, okay, maybe this is going to be going on a little longer, like a lot longer. So we're like, okay, well, they still need things to do. So we started making ads, which is how a lot of you found us, for the Rise Above, because that was the 14-day thing, and they loved it enough. We were like, why don't we get it to the rest of the world? So then what we did was we had to create another 8 weeks because we didn't know how long this was going to last. So we're like, let's just make sure our people are taken care of rather than writing workouts week by week. That's dumb. Let's just make a program. Boom, we sent it to them. It's all body weight because there was nothing to do. Nobody had any equipment yet. It was like $1,000 per dumbbell because nobody could get their hands on it.
Right.
The people who had them wanted money. So then Burn Zone 2 happened because things are still shady. Some gyms maybe are opening, some are still closed. People are weird.
You guys are now starting to talk about how much you love it. But, people need to train right? Like, people don't know how to train right. And I mean, we've trained for a very long time and we take a lot of pride in our programming skills. But the reality is why Burn Zone 1 is just not enough, simply put, because your workouts have to be constantly varied, right? So like one of the feedback that we always get from you guys, and for one, thank you for your feedback. It's greatly appreciated, is that, the workouts are so fun because every day is different. That's how you guys keep on getting great results. By the way, if you're doing the Burn Zone or the Burn Zone 2, do us a favor and drop a comment. I'd love to see
3.
who does it.
I know Jeanette's probably in here doing.
Yeah.
She's in 3.
I know that 2 of you guys are already like up to par with us, and you guys are on 3. But most are on 1, some are on 2. Hopefully you'll make it to 3. But the reality is that
3 is hilarious.
Yeah. Workouts, it only keeps getting better. Your workouts have to be constantly varied, right? If your workout is the same, right, your body is this incredible machine, okay? And just like anything else in life, your body strives for homeostasis. So if you don't shock your body with a new stimulus, guess what's going to happen?
Plateau.
You're going to plateau, right? And that's why, let's say somebody starts their weight loss journey, right? Like most people, I can only imagine, they go to the gym, they do 30 minutes on the elliptical. Maybe the first month they're like, oh, I dropped 5 pounds from doing that. And then, suddenly they start plateauing.
Oh, Nikki Johnson's in 3 also. She's here.
Yeah.
Jump rope cost me $4. Yeah, you can get like a kid's jump rope. Or whatever. Okay, anyways, don't give away too much, Nikki.
But we already told them what pieces of equipment.
Sure.
But really, your body wants to achieve homeostasis, and that's why your workouts always have to be different. So if you were to do Burn Zone 1 and you're like, okay, I have a good workout program, now I'm just going to repeat it. No, dude, like your body, you're not going to get the same benefit from it repeating the workout. So we're like, okay, well, obviously you guys are loving this. The pandemic is still happening. Gyms are still shut down. Okay, now we got to take it to the next level. So you built enough body weight strength at that point. Now we can start adding weighted objects. So like it only keeps them progressing. And yes, in case you're wondering, there is a plan for after burn zone 4. There is a plan because...
It's not another burn zone, but there's a plan.
It's not a burn zone, but there is a plan because the reality is, you guys, you train how we train, and that's why we do the workouts with you. We're literally taking you up the mountain with us. So you're building a strong foundation and you're becoming better equipped for training like how real bosses train.
Start collecting gym equipment.
Yeah. But the top 3, a set of dumbbells, jump rope, and a kettlebell. That's all you need.
Yeah, and the only time I would ever repeat an entire program is if you made a shit ton of modifications in the first round.
Yeah.
Because then you could do the progress version.
Retest.
But a lot of people sell themselves short and say, I'm going to master this. Don't master anything. As soon as you master something, you've plateaued.
Yep.
Right? Mm-hmm. Even MJ didn't master basketball because he always wanted to get better and better and better.
Yep.
Right? So don't try to master something. Always be stretched. All right, finished day 4 today. Love Burn Zone 2. Last day of Burn Zone 1. What? Congratulations.
I thought she said Burn Zone 2. I'm like, shit, she's coming to 3 already. Awesome.
Love Burn Zone. I want to do Burn Zone. You can do Burn Zone.
Stephanie, you have access to it.
Yeah. Somebody posted on the Facebook page also, hey, considering getting the Burn Zone, my heart was so overwhelmed with your guys' responses to this. Somebody posted, hey, I'm finishing the Rise Above, thinking about getting the Burn Zone. Is it worth it? And the comments were flooded with like, best thing ever. Oh my gosh, I love it. Do it. No doubt, 100%. You have to do it. It's so much fun. Every workout's different. And I have to say thank you. We are so blessed. For some reason, Sarit's mind is genius. And she made that. I just made it look kind of pretty, sort of ish. And make sure you get videos. So, anyways, thank you guys. So glad you're loving it. Stacy finishing Burn Zone 1 soon. That's awesome. Nikki's on 3. It's friggin' fantastic.
Yes.
It's so funny.
How about the mummy kicks yesterday?
It's such a small investment. What, the first Burn Zone's like $97 and it's got like bonuses in it, and the other one's like $67.
Yeah.
For 8 weeks at a time.
Yeah, nobody can talk shit about it. If you want to talk shit, then you can come say to our faces, like, I mean, what you get from this program is 100 times more than what we charge, because we do this for you guys. This is a gift, because good training has to be shared.
Yep. Okie dokie. So then we have Nikaya from Illinois. Whoop, whoop. Oh, I thought you were going to say something.
No?
What are your thoughts about the timing of eating? Mm-hmm. I've heard positive and negative things on everything from intermittent fasting to eating every 2 hours. How do I know what's best for me? Wow, I'm so glad you asked this question, Nikaya.
That is such a fully loaded
question. Golden question. What about meal timing? Can I say one blanket statement real quick? Mm-hmm. The timing of your eating does not matter if you don't have good habits anyways.
Yep.
If you're eating donuts on the weekends, if you're binging at night after dinner, before bed, if you're sneaking a bunch of snacks, trying to hide it from people like it's a secret, if you have these kind of behaviors, if you're obsessive over food, no timing of any food that you eat is ever going to matter until we can resolve those issues. So that's number 1. Mm-hmm. Okay, so for those of you wondering about, how long after my workout do I need to have a protein? That's not your problem right now. Yeah. Okay, for those of you who do have good habits and you are on the path forward.
Consistency is key.
Consistency is key. Timing sort of matters, but it's still, unless you're going to get paid for a sport, not like Corey Bates, she's like, I'm a paid athlete. When I run and I see coins, I pick them up.
Oh my gosh.
So I get paid. But anyways, unless you are like a very high level Olympic athlete or getting paid to do a sport, you don't need to really worry about meal timing. Or if you have type 1 diabetes, then timing maybe matters.
Yes.
Right?
Type 2 as well. When you have diabetes, like your sugar level drop.
Sure, but type 1 is a little bit weird.
Well, no, I mean, your pancreas is fucked up the same way. It's just that type 1, you can't get away from it. Type 2,
you're born with.
Type 2, you got it because your habits are shitty.
Not because it's in your genes.
Right. So type 1, you're
Not
born
because
with it, you're going to have it, like, regardless of what you do.
Not because you pulled it out of your gene pocket.
I actually know, I'm just thinking about it. I know an elite athlete who was born with type 1 diabetes. And I remember, like, you know, when he was competing, like, he'll always have his thing. It'll probably be cool to interview him.
I know a gym owner that I used to have an account with X Endurance with before they were how they are now. And he would take the Fuel 5 and he would test his blood.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the only supplement he could take that would keep it neutral.
That's awesome.
It's really cool.
That's really freaking
That's
awesome.
the power of X Endurance.
Yep.
Okay, so...
Yeah, so the reality is that we're gonna need to know more information with regards to, you know, like, what are you currently doing? Like, if I'm hearing intermittent fasting in there, I can only assume that you're asking, like, how much should I focus on meal timing if I want to achieve weight loss? And is intermittent fasting going to help me achieve weight loss? And again, like, look, you guys, nutrition ain't your problem. It's the manifestation of a bigger problem.
Somebody wants the burn zone. It's improveyousolutions.com/BZ.
If either Ashley, Sarah, Tammy, or Lauren are here, can you guys do us a favor and drop the link? That'll be great. Thank you.
Kayla wants to talk to Jerry about the inner circle. Awesome. Do that. Okay. I have to say, the inner circle, like you were talking about the coaching call last night.
Man.
It is hands down the
Man.
most transformational and impactful, positively impactful program you could ever in your entire life, I'm not exaggerating and I'm not being dramatic, do in your life.
Yeah. If you're in the inner circle and you agree, give us a
Woo! And I'll tell you straight up. It's $1,500 for 12 weeks.
Yep.
But it's worth 10 times that. So you're welcome for the discount.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, yes, you can reach out to any of our girls. Also, you can reach out to Crystal, Sarah, Tammy. If you're already talking with somebody, go chat with whatever. But it is absolutely life-changing. And if you say I can't afford it, then your goals aren't enough, or you don't want them bad enough.
Yeah.
And that's okay. You're maybe not ready, and we don't blame you for that. Mm-hmm. But if you want something bad enough, you find a way to get it. That is human nature. If you have a family member that's dying, or they say, if you don't have 20 grand by tomorrow, you're going to lose your left arm, you're going to fucking find 20 grand. Mm-hmm. Right? So it's, how important is it to you? Anyways, okay. Moving on. We're going to get like 10 inner circle people today.
Yeah, it's a 12-week cycle, Brooke.
Yeah, if you have more questions, you can reach out to myself as well. Yeah, awesome. Shall we move on?
Okay, but wait. When it comes to intermittent fasting, if you're concerned with intermittent fasting, like, that ain't your problem. I can already hear, based off of the wording of your question, okay, that you are probably inconsistent with your nutrition and you're not quite sure what to do. This is based off of the wording that you use. I can make that assumption. Okay, so it sounds like what you need is clarity. Okay, and I know I said it weird. And you know, you need to learn which habits you need to incorporate in order to be in a consistent routine. When somebody is concerned about timing, like Erin said, unless they are an elite athlete, okay, they are inconsistent. They are inconsistent, and it's either because they've heard a lot of information from a lot of places, and I can see that. You're talking about nutrition timing, you're talking about intermittent fasting, you're hearing all sorts of noise coming from all sorts of places. I don't blame you guys, right? Or you just, maybe there are a few habits that are holding you back or make you feel stuck that we have to like really like dig you out of so that you can become more consistent. However, I can assume from my experience coaching people that it's probably a little bit of both.
And I'll say too, like, I feel for everybody confused who really just wants to become a better version of themselves. We say weight loss. Yes, it is one thing that does make us feel better about ourselves. Physiologically, it makes us feel better, and because of that also, it makes us feel better mentally and emotionally. Mm-hmm. We gain confidence, and our lives change because of that. We show up differently in every aspect of our life. And so when, you know, my heart goes out when people are saying, oh, you should eat small meals every few hours, or you should do intermittent fasting, or you should do keto, or you should do any of these things. You should do what you can be consistent with. So there is no denying that there are scientific benefits of intermittent fasting and keto. There's no denying that. Mm-hmm. However, who puts out the information about how detrimental it can be for especially a female who is perfectionist mindset, type A, all or nothing, black and white when it comes to diet and nutrition?
So science is great when it comes to nutrition, but here's what science fails to do, and why so many people who are health conscious are stuck. Okay, science talks about one thing and one thing only, and it's called the physiological benefit. Okay, science does not talk about the behavioral impact of a strategy, and that is why so many people, they're like, don't eat sugar. Yes, but why do I struggle with that? Because they're not incorporating behavioral strategies, right? So in order for you to achieve sustainable weight loss, okay, and have a badass body, okay, that just speaks for itself, what you have to do is you have to implement strategies that tackle both the physiological and the behavioral together. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck. That's just the reality of it.
Mic drop. Okie dokie.
And then Brooke, you said, do I have to move out of my house? So for one, there's a payment plan for the inner circle, just so you know.
There is a
and then for two, it's a matter of what sacrifices are you willing to make. You guys, like the mentors that we have cost 20 times that. But it's a matter of how important are your goals to you.
Sometimes you gotta make a scary investment.
Yeah,
to move
for
yourself
us, we have to be around people who are extremely successful and who can give us the strategy so that we can show up better for you each and every day.
Guess
so
what?
The price point doesn't matter. It's a matter of how important is achieving that thing for you.
And really, it's only gonna go up.
Yeah.
So, if you want to be better, you need to work with the people who have been where you are and have gotten to where you aspire to be. And the higher up you go, the more money it costs.
That's the reality.
That's it. You want to work with Tony Robbins directly?
$1 million. Tony Robbins,
right.
$1 million. And he only takes a few people.
But he didn't start there. Right? So it's like and he had his own mentors and people that he paid and invested in. You don't get to where you want to be without investing in yourself.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do one more question, yeah? Okay, Abigail. I really like that name.
Columbus, Ohio.
Abigail from Ohio.
We have to go to Columbus, Ohio one day when there's the Arnold. I wonder if there will ever be an Arnold after...
I've been to that convention center.
With Compex?
Yeah, that's where Yeah, X Endurance was, that's where I was like with both, but I was there
Okay.
with Compex, and it was one of the regional events for CrossFit. Yeah. Okay, Abigail, getting to your question, hun. Okay, what are your thoughts on intermittent fasting as a way to be healthier and possibly lose weight? Okay, this is good. In light of all the research on its benefits and reduction risk for various diseases. Okay, this is where I would look for how much does Abigail weigh, because then I will know Abigail's intention.
But Abigail. I can only assume that Abigail, you probably have more than 30 pounds.
Hold on. If Abigail is 5'6" and weighs 135 or 140 or even 150, Abigail could be asking for health benefits. Predominantly with a side of weight loss. So that's what we'll call it. Predominantly health benefits with a side of weight loss. If Abigail's 250 pounds at 5'3", Abigail's probably wanting to lose weight with a side of health benefits. And that's not always the case, right? It's not black and white. There could be exceptions. You know, there could be something that happened in the family and she's really motivated, like your dad had a heart attack. You were really motivated to be healthy because you didn't want to end up like that, right? It could be the case. However, depending on the motivation will determine our answer. So if the motivation is predominantly weight loss, refer to last answer from last question. If the motivation is predominantly health benefits, ask yourself, is that something I want to do for the rest of my life?
And when it comes to weight loss benefits as well, I want to turn around the question back to you, Abigail, and ask you, really and truly, right? Again, science talks about the physiological, science doesn't talk about the behavioral. How long can you actually keep up with it? If you can only keep up with it for 2 weeks, then it doesn't serve you any good.
Yeah.
Look, intermittent fasting does have some benefits. The reality is that digestion takes energy out of your body. But here's the thing, when you eat a clean diet, for the most part, your energy levels are stable. Okay? People who struggle with, imbalanced levels of energy, all that bullshit, it's because, again, it goes back to the same behavioral aspect of you are inconsistent, right? So what we need to get down to is, why are you inconsistent? Okay? Like, intermittent fasting is not the solution. It's what habits, okay? If health and weight loss is a goal of yours, it's not one habit. There is a lot of habits that are holding you back.
And so I'm going to make an assumption based off of many, many, many humans that we've coached. And a few very, very common behaviors we've seen many times in this situation. The first thing that I thought when I reading this, what are your thoughts on intermittent fasting as a way to be healthier, and then in parentheses, and possibly lose weight? The possibly lose weight is the in between the lines that you have to read, that this person, most likely, Abigail, I really hope that you watch, and that her last name is Myers, so if anybody knows who this is, hopefully she gets this. But oftentimes we're just not honest with ourselves. Now, this could be you, this could not be you, but I think that this is a valid point to make because I thought it. Is that oftentimes we say that we want something, but we don't really know. What we want, we're afraid to say because we think it's bad to want it. A lot of people want to be rich. They want to be wealthy, but are afraid to say it because they think that there's something wrong with wanting that. We want to lose weight, but we think that there's something wrong with wanting to lose weight because now there's all this stuff about, anti-body shaming and self-love and, loving yourself as you are and all of that, which is something that you should do. You should find a way to embrace who you are in this moment because everything happens for a reason and life happens on purpose and you are where you are because that's where you're supposed to be. However, You can be in that spot and love the person in that place while knowing that you want to get better, knowing that you want to improve, knowing that you have goals, knowing that you want to reach higher, knowing that you want to climb further. That's perfectly okay. But you will never move forward until you can admit what you really truly want and be 100% confident and okay with the fact that you want that.
Yeah, and something that I'm hearing again, you guys, the words that you use have such a bigger power, more powerful meaning than you think. Like when we are reading this, we're looking for words because we're dissecting the question, and I can assume, Abigail, based off of the words that you use,
Possibly.
is that yes.
Possibly.
Is that you have what I call an identity issue, probably because you've tried a lot of things and they haven't worked for you. So you are currently limiting yourself because you have a hard time believing that you will ever get out of it. Now, we know that we can help. This is what we work on in the inner circle, okay? And that's why we say, like, you guys, weight loss is so much more behavioral than it is physiological. Intermittent fasting, keto, all that bullshit, that ain't your problem. Yes, we can implement it, of course. But what's making you stuck? It's all the behavioral bullshit.
It's the
manifestation of
it's your relationship with food. It's the way you think about food. It's not food itself.
Yeah.
And if you want to possibly lose weight, then that's all you're going to ever get is possibly.
For anybody who's interested in intermittent fasting, here's what I can tell you because I analyze trends, okay? Like people in Wall Street analyze stocks. I analyze people's habits. If you're interested in intermittent fasting, then I can tell you that the most predominant thing is that food controls you, and therefore you try to implement a technique that will eliminate as much as possible from it, as much as possible of it, right? Because you think logically that avoiding food will help you to solve it. But here's the thing. When you have a relationship that's suffering, let's say your husband or wife, by avoiding them, you're never going to work it, right? You need to come to an agreement.
You need to confront.
You need to confront it heads on.
Yeah.
Right? So Abigail, if this is hitting home, do us a favor and please reach out to Erin, message Erin, because I believe that you will actually be an incredible candidate to the Inner Circle program. And besides, I would actually love to learn about your story a little bit more. These are all assumptions just from reading the words in which you use.
It's literally one line, and we're making all it. Now, we could be wrong.
Yep. We
could be wrong. However, based on comment in the comments if this is something that you've struggled with or a thought that you've ever had, the question that Abigail asked. And if you've ever not been clear on the fact that you want to lose weight, or if you've ever been afraid to say, I want to lose weight, because you associate that there's something wrong with that.
But now, being vulnerable.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I want. I'm committed to my weight loss. Ain't nothing going to stop me.
And also saying, like, I need help. That is a hard thing for women. I need help. Because we think like, you know, we take care of everybody, right? So we get put in this role of like, okay, you have your lunch, I did the dishes, the laundry's done. Okay, I've got to also go to work to make some money, and then, you know, have to whatever with my significant other and all these things, and you're taking care of everybody. Oh, my parents are getting older, I've got to take care of them, and you're doing everything for everybody else all the time. So you feel like weak when you have to say, I need help. That's vulnerable. And it puts you out in the open, and it exposes you to criticism. You have to know that this is the safest group that you could ever be in. This is the most supportive and helpful group that you could be a part of. And if you're not in the inner circle and you think that the Erin and Sarit page is amazing, you fucking wait. You have no idea. 2 zeros of an idea. Abigail, if you hear this and we're wrong, please also let us know because we still want to help you. But that is the best help that we can give based off of, the experience that we've had working with the number of people that we have. So that's that. We will pick up with more questions next Tuesday. Tomorrow is a relationship.
Tomorrow is money.
Tomorrow's dollar bills, y'all. And also today's day 2 of the In Motion Challenge.
So post them photos, y'all. Okay, and if you guys are gonna actually make a post on your own personal Facebook or Instagram, then do us a favor and say challenge accepted, okay, the day in which you're in, and then hashtag ENS
in motion takeover.
ES in motion takeover. Hashtag ES in motion takeover. Okay?
That looks like a Power Ranger power move.
All right, team. On that note, have yourself an amazing day. We will catch you tomorrow at 6:30. Bye.
Bye.